protests really worked, there would be visible change. We are still protesting. There has been no change. Actually, things have been getting worse. Why? Because when we are anti something, whatever we are anti has to exist. Healing with the Rev podcast is going to bring you comfort, build community, and give you some inspiration to move forward. Pro peace. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Mother Teresa was, Mother Teresa during the Vietnam War was asked to come to an anti-war rally. She said, I will not be there, but when you have a peace rally, invite me, I will come. She understood the difference between anti whatever and peace. So let's be for peace. And peace does not mean sitting on your butt doing nothing. It's very active. I'm Reverend Teresa Heipel. I am your host of Healing with the Rev podcast. I have lost loved ones to death. I am here to honor your faith tradition, and here you can find peace, calm, and clarity. Peace starts with community building, one person at a time, standing for something rather than against something. When we stand for, we're taking a stance for what we want. Anti-war, anti-ICE, or whatever is going on today as you are listening to this, whatever we are anti really does have to exist. We're giving power over to whatever it is we are wanting to not exist. If we want to abolish something, we need to be pro whatever that is. For this, we want pro peace. We want to be for peace. I don't think anyone would argue with me about that, but they haven't changed their mindset from something negative to something positive. So let's build something positive in this world. Peace building starts with faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, or anything else, I say have a faith in a higher power somewhere, because life gets difficult. And when life gets difficult, sometimes we don't know what to do with that. Building with faith, people are coming together. They're learning together. They're expounding their beliefs. They're expounding justice. And aren't we all wanting social justice? Seriously. Drum circles. It's a great way to release pent-up emotions. At my church, we have a drum circle. And when I go there, I can pound on the djembe drums, as you'll see on this picture. There's a lot of djembe drums. It's a great way because you can come up with your own rhythm and you can come up with your own chant in your head. It's pretty awesome. The podcast format, we're going to have real stories. I'm probably going to be talking more than doing interviews. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some uplifting interviews as we go along. Expressions of heartache, honoring our pain. This woman is feeling the weight of her loss. Whatever that loss is, she is not sure she wants to face reality. Sometimes reality is really difficult because reality is not someplace where we want to be. But we are here and we are now. And if you're listening to this, you're paying attention. So you are present in this moment. She appears to be afraid to see what is in front of her, whether she lost a spouse or a friend or a child or lost a job, gone into retirement, doesn't know what to do with her time. There's so many different kinds of ways of heartache, so many expressions of heartache. And whatever you're feeling, know that you are in great company and everything you feel is all good. And so I would ask you to continue to watch these podcasts because they're going to be informative. Some of them are about loss of some sort. Some of them are about these protests and peace and how we can move forward. Honor yourself by doing what is right for you in the moment. I want to talk to you about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was March 22, 2026. And I live in a district that had their Senate district convention. And I went to it yesterday. I was on the nominating committee, and we had met for the past several weeks to listen to possible candidates to be delegates to our convention. And so we finished all of that yesterday morning. I got there at 9. We conducted a lot of business and we elected who we're going to support for the primaries for senator and representative in our state of Minnesota. And I have never been to one of these conventions before, so it was really interesting to see the whole process of how everything happens. And there's different districts. There's A and there's B, and I was in B because of where I live. Everybody was able to get up and tell us what they were doing. And the two candidates that were against each other had questions that the audience convention at large asked and put in a pail, so that way the person who was administrating all of this could ask the questions to each one of them, and they answered to the best of their ability. And we made our decision as to who we went to support. One of them had a really close race, hundredths difference. And so they're both running. So neither one of them got endorsed, which was very fascinating. I've never seen anything like this before. And so we conducted a lot of business, and I walked out and got in my car at 7:19 p.m. So it was over a 10-hour day for me yesterday. So I wasn't able to get this out by Monday morning at 8. Right now it's Monday afternoon at around 4 o'clock or so. So I'm a little late. Sorry about that. Hopefully somebody will want to watch this. But it's fascinating how our politics work. And there was some questions about issues that they're really gung-ho about. And of course, Minnesota has been very inundated with ice. And we've talked about anti-ice. We need to work on our nervous systems. When we come back from the break, I'll talk more about that. Let's pause here for just a moment. This is what I call the steady moment. A pause to remember that peace in the world begins with peace inside us. One thing I've learned from working with people over many years is that the world does not become peaceful through more reaction. It becomes peaceful through more steadiness. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your presence alone begins to influence the people around you. That's the work I do through what I call steady by design. I help people regulate stress, restore clarity, and return to peace, both in their bodies and in their lives. Because when we become steady inside ourselves, we stop reacting to chaos and begin creating stability in the world around us. And that is where real peace begins. Book your discovery call using this QR code. Now, let's continue. Welcome back from the break. Like I said, we'll talk about nervous system. We need to regulate our nervous systems. Otherwise, we are not going to be any good for anybody, especially ourselves. If we're always in fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode, we are not going to accomplish the things we're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. There's so much stress. There's so many things going on that we have no control over. So my question to you is, what do you have control over in your own life? That is what we start with first, because we cannot control the circumstances outside, just like we can't control the weather. This past Saturday here, we got up to close to 80 degrees in the Twin Cities. Sunday, the high was like 36. So we had a 44-degree difference in one day. It was pretty fascinating, actually. People were out in shorts on Saturday and walking their dogs and having fun in the park, just doing like regular summer activities. Probably somewhere out in the yard, raking their yard, getting ready for spring because spring is around the corner. We don't have much snow yet in the Twin Cities. Let's focus on regulating our nervous system. And if you want to learn more about how to do that, please reach out because that is what I do. I help people regulate their nervous systems so they can live the life they were meant to live. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe here. Your follow and subscribe allows me to make better quality content for you. I will bring in guests on occasion. If this message resonates with you, I bring the Steady by Design framework to organizations, communities, and events that want to lead with clarity instead of reaction. I'd love to continue the conversation.